It's your boy Gruff here, back with another video, and today I got a special video for you guys, man. Today we're gonna be back with the Tournament Power Season 1 15 best teams, and we're gonna be talking about what I believe are the best tags for this season based off the unit's tier boost. It's really important. Depending on the characters on their tags, the S and Z tier is gonna have you give you a better chance of scoring very high and try to get you to that 1.5k CC. So if you guys enjoy these type of videos, subscribe to the channel. Road to 17k. We'll be talking about the best equipment before I talk about the best teams. Just make sure you guys are investing your tags as much as possible, because somewhere around fall from here, maybe I'm assuming close to Legends Fest, they're going to change the whole TOP, just the whole mode itself. So try to make sure we can squeeze out as much as possible before they change it, and we don't really know how is this going to be. So just try to grab as much CC as possible, and let's get straight on to the best equipments, and I'll catch you guys there. All right, so for the best equipments here, you want to go to the Rare Metal Exchange, go to the TOP tab here, and basically you'll see all the Tournament Power equipments that you can use. So talking about the best equipments for here, every character should have this one, this iron equipment. It gives base health up to 5. Now it's only one slot, but base health is very valuable. It's all about survivability. So if you're able to have this equipment, it's going to help you just be able to take more damage from the enemy, and that's really good. So that's number one. Number two, this one is the best equipment throughout the whole mode. Is explosive class, base health, double offensive, blast, and strike. But the issue is that your unit has to be 7 stars or higher. So if you have your character 7-star or higher, make sure you add this, because it's going to apply to any single one of them. And then the third slot for each of your characters, it depends on their battle style. So you guys see there's 4 extra gold ones. One is for melee type, one is for range type, one is for defensive type, and one is for support type. So if you wanted to have the best equipments, the optimal equipments, for me, I will go with the iron equipment. If your character is 7 stars or higher, get the explosive class, and then whatever their battle style is, you get the remaining one: melee, range, defense, and support. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the best equipments for TOP. Let's hop into the star requirements. All right, next we have the TOP star requirements, just for like the different type of sparking characters, depending on how old or new they are. So I try to like simple it down and everything like that. So let's get straight to it. So the old sparking, these are characters that's going to be around like the S and Z tier characters that's you're going to need their points to be able to survive towards the end of the end of the TOP to get you the highest points possible. You want them at 14 stars, because they literally, their kits suck, their stats are low. You just want them at high stats as possible. Arts boost them, do whatever, friends at level 10 them. You want them at max level. Next we have Zenkai Sparkers. I just say 9 stars plus, because these usually are characters that you're going to just be pulling a lot when you summon them on banners. So you're probably going to have them at like 9 stars or higher. So minimum 7, but I pick 9. 1% new sparking. These are like from a 2-year time frame from now. So from this tag 15 and 14 to 2 years. 7 stars plus. 7 stars plus. They have some good kits, some good stats, so they should be fine. Free to play sparking should be 14 stars, because they're literally free. There's no excuse for not having a 14 star. Your free to play units, I have every single one of them 14 star. I spend money on the game, not as much like I used to, but I still am a spender. If I'm able to get them and focus to get them max stars, then every single one of you guys should do it as well. New LFs, 6 stars plus. Simple. Old LFs, kind of like 9 stars plus, so kind of like 2 years or back, like I'll say 9 stars plus. 7 star Zenkai LFs, 7 stars alone. You just got them at Zenkais. They're gonna be pretty much good. Ultras, as long as you pull 1 copy, they should be good. They should be able to hold up on their own. The only issue is they will suffer from not getting that gold TOP equipment, just like the 6 stars new LFs. But it is what it is. Old EX. 14 stars. These are characters going to be in the S and Z tier, like EX Piccolo, EX Purple Cell. Then after that, you got the Zenkai EXs, 9 stars or higher. Then the new EXs, 7 stars plus, like the Baby Trunk, the GT Trunks, the Yellow Metal Cooler, those newer EX units. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. Let's hop into the best teams, starting with Regen Blast. All right, so we have Regen Blast. This is usually the team that I'm pretty much going to be rocking for this season. So for the Z tier, Pretty much the only one I've used before is EX Purple Cell, so I'm gonna just rock him as my main Z tier character for the backup, and then for the S tier character alongside him, I decided to go with EX Piccolo. You know, I've always used them, just heals a lot for my team. Great survivability for my teams, just to make sure we survive all the way to the end of the season. And then for the other S tier, this is actually probably like Regen's like kind of worst season in a minute, just because they don't really have the best S tiers. Me personally, I'm going with Red Transforming Cell. Now, granted, he is a strike-based character, unfortunately, but I just feel like he is just the overall best sparking character for Regen for the S tier. If I had to pick somebody else, you're probably looking at like Red Piccolo, Movies Piccolo. Then you look like Purple DKP, right? Like you're looking at those type of characters. You're looking at like EX, my Evil Boo here. So I'll probably say those are like the best four, maybe EX second form cell. Those are like my favorite 5 besides EX Piccolo, right? So I just feel like he's just the overall best character. He transforms. I feel like I just got to use him. So Regen not looking the best with their S and Z tier characters, but you know, it is what it is. They'll bounce back next season. And then for like the remaining 6, it's pretty much the same people. Super Baby, heals. LF Piccolo, I use him because he's Piccolo, and great Z ability for the team. Then he's also a B tier character with guaranteed blue card. Green Cell, he heals a lot. Great debuffs. CMZ, he heals, ramps up. He gets his blue card every other match. And a Perfect Cell, great ZLB for the team, and he just has like, he's just a jack of all trades. Does everything pretty much. Does a little bit of everything that's pretty valuable for it. So let's talk about the best replacements for each color, and then we're gonna move on to the next team. When it comes to Regen, like when it comes to the red, like your main red, I mean, besides like Red Transforming Cell, you're looking like just a blast base. You have Ultra Cell, you have LFCMZ, you have Buhan here, you have Piccolo Jr., you have Goku Piccolo, you have Zenkai Red 21 for the blast side. Yellow, you have LF Piccolo, you have Rage Shenron, you have Majin Buu Good, then you have EX Metal Cooler. You could actually rock him as your main. It's just I value him as a backup, but you do have Zenkai Cell. You know he's strike based. I think he's pretty solid. And then you also have the free to play event exclusive Perfect Cell. Purple wise, if it's not this LF perfect form cell, you do have Zenkai Perfect Cell. You do have, where you at? You have Garlic Jr. here. I would say them two for sure. Then after that, like you can actually do Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler, I know he's strike based, but he has pretty, yeah, he has a pretty solid stat spread. And then you have like the event exclusive Super Boo, Red Ribbon Army Piccolo, Light Skin Piccolo. After that we have Green. You have First Form Zenkai First Form Cell. You do have Omega Shenron. You do have Evil Boo that I like. You have Baby Trunks. You have free to play DKP. And then you have Zenkai Cryhon. After that, when it comes to blue, Super Baby 2 is a must-have on the team. Then after that, any other blues that I like, you have EX Omega. You have free to play Blue Metal Cooler. You have Zenkai Boo Tanks. You have Zenkai Kid Boo LF. And then you do have the free to play second form cell. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the colors for Blast Base Regen there. Let's hop into the next team. All right, next we have is Strike Base Regen here. So yeah, let's get straight to it. It's pretty much the same team. I mean, I'm just gonna give you guys, there's only like 2 different units I changed out for real, right? So EX Cell best Z tier. When it comes to the S tier, EX Piccolo's S tier. Like I said, Red Transforming Cell, he's gonna thrive better on this team because he's a strike based character, not on the S, not on the blast base, but he's just the best overall character here. Like I said, Red Piccolo here, movies. You could give him a go. I have never tried him, but I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about him. So I don't know. I don't know too much about that Metal Cooler. I feel like he's old. I don't know. He's kind of like in that, I don't know. He is very old. He's a pretty old character. I think he dropped around the second Annie. Yeah, around second Annie. So that's nuts. Then you have, like I said, you have the Zenkai, you have the EX, the Zenkai EX is Evil Boo and second form cell, and then you have Transformer DKP. pretty tough for the S tiers. But like I said, the main 6 is the same pretty much. The only thing we changed is LF Piccolo with Ultra Kid Buu, because he's actually in B tier, which is surprising. And then we swapped out Perfect Form Cell with Garlic Jr. And actually, this team has less C tier characters. Like the Garlic Jr., instead of it being the Perfect Cell, you have 2 B tiers compared to 3 C tiers. So that's nice. That helps you out with a little bit more points there. And let's just talk about the replacements for like more of the strike based side of regen for each color. So when it comes to red, CMZ, I like him number 1. Red Transforming Cell is a good choice as well. You do have Zenkai Zamasu. You could do like a double Zenkai buff where you rock him and CMZ together. They both Zenkai buff each other, so that's a nice little synergy. Red Zenkai Omega is pretty good, and I do like Fusion Zamasu. I love Fusion Zamasu for sure. Double chance to double attack, which is nice, and everything like that. Now, when it comes to Yellow Ultra Kid Buu for me, just because he's in B tier and he's an Ultra character. Not only that, he does have his Ultra ability, which helps with special move gauge, which is really powerful. And then he slowly ramps up his his gauge, and also he heals, I believe, like 3rd turn. Super Baby 2 is probably my 2nd choice. He's in C tier though. And then after that is pretty much Zenkai Perfect Cell for the strike base side, yeah. You could try Zenkai DKP, but he's just super, super old. So I'd just rather go Ultra Kid Buu, LF Super Baby 2, and then Zenkai Cell. And then pretty much everybody else is just blast based, like Rage and LF Piccolo and event exclusive Majin Good. Purple wise, I got Garlic Jr. I like Garlic Jr.'s nullification, the attribute downgrades. He slowly he heals when he transforms. Good stuff there. So I do like him. He's also B tier, so that's nice. If you don't have him, Zenkai Perfect Cell is nice. You can add him in there. Really nice, especially for his strike-based Z ability for the team. Just more strike-oriented character. After that, you do have Zenkai on LF DKP, and then you have Metal Cooler. And then you can also rock this cell just because of his Z ability is double offense, so that helps the team as well. And then you also do Light Skin Piccolo because he double offense for a region as well. So yeah, that's my favorite purples there. After that, let's go green. Green doesn't really have no good strike-based characters for region. I like for Orange Piccolo. I just don't think he's a good like TOP. You know, I just don't know how valuable revival characters are. I mean, I guess like they have 2 lives, but it's like they're not gonna be at their like final form. So it's kind of like, and you want them to survive, but you don't want them to die. Like it's weird. It's weird to me. So I always just go with this. Just go with first form Zenkai Cell, Evil Buu, Baby Trunks. You can do this Zamasu because he's more strike side. LF Omega, DKP, Cryhan. You pretty much just gonna rock just the best available green. And then blue, we're just going Super Baby 2. But if you want another strike based character, then it's pretty much gonna be Ultra Janumba. And then pretty much, yeah, like that's the best strike based character. Everybody else is pretty much blast. So yeah, unless you do cells at the, 3rd, pretty much. But yeah, let's hop into the next team. All right, next we have Android. So Android's got some love with this new release of the 13 and 14, 15. I feel like they're better on the strike-based side. So I think you can actually make like a pretty good strike-based side team. So I'm gonna try to make that team for you next tag or next team after this one. But Blast Base is pretty much the same team that I've been rocking. Androids, I feel like they got an really good team. Let's talk about the Z tiers though. I think there's like 4 characters I'll pick from Z tier. EX Perfect Cell, just because I've rocked them. I don't know how Sparking 14 and Sparking 15 are. I think 15 might have a little bit of value just because he's a little bit more on the blast side compared to 14 being strike. And then you have this EX 15 here as well, but I just think he's very squishy. So if I'm being certain about who I feel like is pretty good, EXL, because I rocked them, but I'm not sure about the Sparking 14 and 15. But they got some really good S tiers this season. They usually always have some good S tiers. You have the purple OG Zenkai 17. I'm gonna rock him as one of my main. You got the free to play 18. You have Zenkai's red 13, which is nice. If you want to do double reds, you can rock him in Super 17 or like Ultra Cell for a Zenkai buff for them, make them a little bit powerful. You have red transforming Cell, a little bit more on the strike side. 18 is strike side. Blue 13 free to play is strike, and then you have Cell Jr. that's blast. So you have some good characters here to choose from for sure. After that, we got the main 6. I always rock this Cell, HP for the team, and he Zenkai buffs the red, yellow Android. He provides healing and support for the team as well. Really valuable. So I'm always going to have that EX first form cell. You know, I'm always going to have him. After that, for my blue for the blast, I always go with MVP 17 just because I have max stars. Red, I always go with this 17 just because of the debuffs he gives. Great blast damage character. Green blast, I feel like this Zenkai first form cell is just the best. Great survivability for the team. Debuffs to enemies as well over time, depending on which turn it is. And then I have this 17 here just because he's an S tier that's going to help us generate high points. And I think just the fact that whenever he gets attacked the first time, he shields. So that just helps him kind of retain his life a little bit more. Then after that, we have 18. 18 gives more support and healing for the team. So you have like 2 healing support characters. And her Z ability is pretty good as well with the blast Z ability. So team's pretty good for the blast side. We can talk about the replacements for each colors for the main 6. We're going to talk about red. Red, like I said, I have Super 17. Ultra Cell banner is back. So if you guys do want to summon on him, you guys can. You know, good luck. But yeah, Super 17, Ultra Cell, Tag Droids, and then it's like Revival Cell. That's pretty much, and then Zenkai Red 21. Those are like my favorite 5 reds. Yellow wise, the 1 and 2 is going to be the EXL and the free to play 18. Just because of their support they give for the team. Now, if you're looking for more offensive, you can go with the Gammas. They got a second unique equipment, which is crazy to me. After that, you have Zenkai Cell. You do have this future 18 and an advanced exclusive cell as well. Like I said, they're a little bit better on the strike side, but you know, I mean, they're pretty equal. So you guys can actually rock them as well. Pretty good kit. They slowly build up their gauge after receiving a hit, and they slowly ramp up every time they land a card. And I believe they charge up their gauge, right? If I'm not mistaken. If I read their kit right, I don't know. Yeah, plus 10 startup battle, so they slowly build it up, so that's pretty nice as well. After that, you have purple. Purple, you have the OG 17. You have GT 17. You have Future 17, and then you have LF Perfect Form Cell. Pretty much my faint top 4 like blast base. You can rock him just because he has high stats. So regardless of him being strike or blast, he's still gonna just go crazy. So that's pretty much my favorite 5 for androids for the purple. Green first form Zenkai Cell. After that, like I said, you guys can go with them. 14 and 15 have equal stat spread, so that's not bad. Gamma 1, you have magenta as well, and then you have Zenkai Green 21. And then blue wise for blast, like I said, MVP 17, and then I'm gonna go TOP 18, and then I'm gonna go free to play second form cell for the top blues for androids. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the blast base. Let's try to build the strike base side, and I'm gonna catch you guys there. All right, next we have strike base android. So I don't have the 13. I'm still trying to summon for him because he's a PO character. I'm just not trying to spend as much bread as possible, but he is the 3rd LF support character in the game. You know, 5.5 years until after LF Frieza got released. They finally dropped another LF support, which is nuts. You know, Beerus being first. His kit is actually pretty nuts. He's a great just healer. Like you guys see, he heals his ally start a turn up to 3 times. You know, building up his gauge. He's slowly ramping up. And when he hits a certain type of health, like of course he's a revival character, but he plays a support role for the team. And over time, like he does heal and ramp ups over time. So like he has higher key recovery and stuff. So I think he's just a really good character. Just a character that's going to be your main like healer support. He kind of does a little bit of it all. So pretty powerful for me. I don't have him, but when I build this team, picture him being in the middle. And I'm actually going to use the free to play 13 here to be like the LF 13. So. All right, let's build them up there. Now, you guys are actually going to see me build the team. So, like I said, we're pretty much going to be rocking the cell here. I'm not too sure how good this 14 is, but if he's really good, then that'll be nice. After that, we're going to go with red transforming cell. Then C tier wise, or B tier, we're still going to rock that first form just because super valuable for the team. We can actually put him here. We can actually probably put him around here because he kind of like gives support for everyone around. So. It doesn't really matter where that first form cell is at. This cell, it doesn't really matter where he's at. He's going to be pretty fine. After that, we have magenta. Where's magenta at? Magenta is A tier. More of a green. You could do them too. I think they'll get that Zenkai buff, so that'll be pretty nice. Then after that, we can go to the C tier side. You can go with Cell here. And then we kind of just need a little bit more of an offensive character. See, everybody here is pretty much Blast, right? Pretty much Blast. So I don't know who I want to put here last. Who will be more of an offensive character from a... Let me think this through. See, I could do green. Pretty much our worst color would probably be red. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't know if red transform itself can carry the weight. So what we can do is we'll probably add in like Fusion 13 on the team so they can Zenkai buff this red transforming cell, double offensive Z ability. Pretty much everyone here provides strike attack for the team. Besides, does he do strike? Yeah, he does strike. Besides the cell, which he gives HP. So I would say a team like this, I think the blast base side will be a little bit better, but I think the only time you can really run the strike side, you really have to kind of pull the 13. Otherwise, I mean, you could rock TOP 18, you'll still be fine. But I just think like just the fact that he can kind of bring that support without having to rock like the Majin Saga 18. It doesn't give a different scope, but I think just like I said, blast base, I think they're just still a little bit of a better team. But I think it's definitely possible. I definitely think it's possible because you have this cell here. You have this guy that's giving support for his allies, and he's getting, he's ramping up, and he's a revival character too. And then you have Perfect Cell. I think he's just a great damage dealer. I think they're really good. If you pulled a lot of their copies, they're a new character, new sparking. They're gonna have good stat spread. And then, like I said, your red is pretty much gonna be your weakest color. So just having two reds, being able to get Zenkai buffs from each other is gonna be really nice. And then the backup character, you guys could, like I said, if this is the LF 13, you guys can just rock this 13 as your S tier and then have double 13s on the team. Right, so you guys can do that, or you guys can go more for the points wise and then add in that old green 14. So it doesn't really matter what you guys do, but yeah, that's pretty much it with the teams there with the strike. Let's talk about the best colors for each, like the best units for each color for strike base side. Your fourth strike is pretty much red transforming cell and then super 13 for strike, and then you're pretty much looking at all blast oriented characters. Yellow wise, if you're looking at it, I mean, first form cell, regardless, he's just a great support character. You do have the tag 14, 15. You do have Zenkai Perfect Cell. And then you're pretty much looking at blast based characters here as well. Everybody's gammas, like you're looking at all blast based characters. Purple wise, like there's pretty much only one main purple strike base. I mean, you do have the Zenkai Perfect Cell and then Celza, but I'd rather just you guys go with a blast based characters if you guys don't have Zenkai Cell. Green, I think the two best greens is Magenta strike base and then 14, 15 strike base. And then everybody else is blast with Zenkai First Form Cell and Gamma is 1 and then Zenkai Green 21. You guys could actually add in this 16 as well. I'll put him third. Then blue wise is pretty much, it'll be that LF 13 and then it'll be TOP 18. Then you're just looking at like, Gamma 2. Then you look at MVP 17, Aider, Celza. So you have a lot of strike based characters to choose from on the blue side. So that's pretty much it with this team. Let's hop into the next tag. All right, next we have LOE. So LOE is still kind of recovering from just the whole LOE campaign. So they're slowly trying to get back to that value that they once was. But I think you can still make a team. It's just going to be a little bit tougher because their Z tier options all pretty much suck. And I'm not sure who to choose from here. So me personally, I'm not going to risk picking any of these Z tier characters. I'm just not too confident based off their stats. So I just went S tier and got two S tier characters. So you guys can still make this work. It's just going to be a little bit tough, right? It's going to be pretty tough because I think the best ones is the Zenkai Yellow Frieza and then the EX Frieza, and then pretty much everybody else is like Pod Frieza. I think Pod Frieza might just be better overall. I think just do double greens. It's probably just going to be the better choice to do for sure. So you can do Pod Frieza and EX Frieza, and then you have the Zenkai Yellow Frieza. And then after that, like I'm looking at like EX First Form Frieza and then like the green Metal Cooler. So that's probably like fourth and fifth for me. And then for the main 6, it's pretty much the same. Like, you want to have Revival Frieza for the heals and just the revivability. You know, he's a Zenkai character, so he's a lot better than he once was, which is nuts. And then you also have, to me, I like having in this Golden Frieza, just another healer for the team, another person that gives survivability besides just this Revival Frieza. You have Chill being the main focal point, high key restore speed, HP for the team. He's Zenkai buffs LF Frieza. He's just great overall. So he's like the core character. Ella Frieza just because he's another purple that has high key restore speed. So taking out greens is going to be very easy with him and Chill together. And he's also providing support for the team. You want to have AGF because he's a guaranteed blue card character every single fight. He could get an ultimate card if you have a yellow tile for that fight. So that's really powerful. He could get another one depending on how many characters are left in the 4th turn. And then for my red, I went with Zenkai Metal Cooler just because pretty much everybody here is B tier. Like 4 of the characters are B tier. No, 3 of them. 3 of them are B tier, so I didn't want to go with third form Frieza, even though I think he's just a better character overall. I just didn't want to have too many B tier characters. So I decided to go with an A tier character and decided to go with Zenkai Metal Cooler just for points wise. If you guys don't care about having double healing, you guys can replace Golden Frieza and then just pick maybe like another B tier character just so you guys can have more points. Go with a character like Zenkai Cooler here, or even Angel Golden Frieza there. But I just think he's worth the C tier. So you only have 2 C tiers. Everybody else is B and A. I think you guys can still be able to get this, get through with high points. It's just you don't have no Z tiers, but you have 2 C tiers, so that's the trade off. So that's pretty much it with the LOE tag there. Let's talk about the best units for each color though. Red for Blast. DBS Frieza is the best one overall. It's just he's a C tier character right now. I don't want to add too many C tier characters for the team. After that, you do have third form Frieza, and then you have Zenkai Metal Cooler. And then Frost is really good, but he just strike base side. So yellow is AGF, and then it's LF Frieza, and then it's EX Cooler, and then it's Zenkai Sparking Full Power Frieza. Purple wise is Chilled LF Frieza, and then it is Mecha Frieza, and then it is Metal Cooler, and then they're just strike based like UGF and Celza. I mean not Celza, Go Frieza. Green wise, you're pretty much looking at the TOP, AGF. You have Ultra Frieza, you have Zenkai Metal Cooler, you have Free to Play Final Form Cooler, you have Final Form Free to Play Final Form Frieza. You have some good characters for the Blast. You even have the Sunnable AGF there as well from TOP. And then blue might be like their weakest color for Blast. It's pretty much Revival Frieza, Metal Cooler, the free-to-play Metal Cooler, and then all of them are strike pretty much like King Cold and Go Frieza and Cells. They're all strike-based. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with that Blast-based LOE team. Let's hop into the next tag. All right, so we have strike-based LOE. So there's not going to really be much change in here pretty much. I think the backup characters are going to be the same. You got like Pod Frieza's EX Frieza. I think he's the 3rd best character here. And then after that is like Zenkai EX and then Green Metal Cooler. The Z tier options, not the biggest fan of. If you guys have used them before and they've worked with you guys, let me know. But I'm a little bit too iffy on them boys. You feel me? So save S tier as the Blast, and then the main 6 here. We have Chilled still just because HP for the team and it's great support and key recovery for himself to attack first. So I wanted to keep him in the middle, of course. And then we have Revival Frieza still. I added him just because of the healing aspect. You guys could take him out and probably add in like Blue King Cold or Go Frieza. But, you know, I like having 2 heals if possible. So, you know, if you want to have him in there, if not, you guys can take him out and add in King Cold if you guys want to. If you guys want to go more offensive, you guys can go King Cold. You just have a lot of B tier characters pretty much. But you have no C tier, so that's going to help you with points. You know, you're getting some type of points. So if you guys want to go that way, you guys can. Right? So after that, you have AGF. I think AGF, there's really no good strike-based yellow LOE. Like, all of them are Blast. So I'm still going AGF, guaranteed blue every single match. Then you have Chilled here. Chilled is great support and healing for the team. So he's kind of like your main healer for the team if you're not going to rock Revival Frieza with him. Then after that, we have Zenkai Final Form Cooler, just your main offensive dealer for the team. So that's really nice. And then we just have Green Cooler, just one of the few like green strike based characters for LOE. Pretty much the whole campaign was really messing with strike based LOE than blast. So, take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. For the main 6 there, like Metal Cooler is C tier, so I just don't know he's that valuable for me to rock. Go Frieza, a great character if you guys want to rock him. You want to, instead of King Cold, you guys can do that. That blue is really interchangeable. Revival, King Cold, or Go Frieza. It just depends on your stars and everything like that. So, but yeah, we'll talk about the best characters for each color for that team. For the more the strike side, red is pretty much Final Form Cooler and Frost. Everybody else is Blast. that EX Frieza you can rock too, but he's more valuable backup, right? Yellow, it's pretty much gonna be AGF, Metal Cooler, EX, and then LF, Final Form Frieza, Sparking, Final Form Frieza. Purple wise, you have Chill #1 for me. Metal Cooler's pretty fine. You do have Go Frieza and you have LF Frieza, so those are like my favorite 4. Green is pretty much like this free to play cooler. Everybody else is pretty much Blast. Blast, 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 and then he strikes, so you can rock him as well. Then blue, blue they have some good strike options. Like I said, King Cold, you have Go Frieza. I don't know how good Celza actually is. I'm not sure. Then you guys actually just have Revival Frieza as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it with strike-based LOE. Let's hop into the next tag. All right, so for next team we have blast-based Majin Buu Saga. Yeah, let's get straight to it, bro. So for the Z tier, there's pretty much only one that I feel the most confident about, just based off, you guys are commenting under and stuff, is EX the Burrow that people rocks. So give him a go. He gives support for his allies, so I totally understand why you guys rock him. Similar to like EXL, where he does debuffs, he's just doing more damage for your team, right? So after that, we have the S tier. There's some, depending on how you build your Majin Buu Saga team, other units are more valuable than others. If you just want just the Z ability wise, you can just go to Videl because he has the Majin Buu Saga Z ability. Now, if you have more of like a Sun Fam hybrid setup, go 10 just because he has the guaranteed blue. He transforms, helps with his stats. I think he's just the overall, I'd probably say just overall best, just because he has double offensive, strike, and blast attack. And like I said, the best characters here are pretty much Sun Fam and hybrid characters. So I think he's really good. If you have more of a Saiyan setup, you guys can go with Majin, you're the best Kakarot or you're the best Goku, whatever. Vegeta here. And then after that, you do have the green EX Gotenks if you really like towards the end, and then you have EX Evil Buu. So you have 5 options that I like. If you just need somebody for real, free to play Super Buu, but I only use him if he's Z tier. In my opinion. So anyways, let's talk about the team though. We do have for our C tier characters, Buu Duos and Ultimate Gohan. The issue with them is their Z abilities does not help Majin Buu Saga. And then Ultimate Gohan does double defense. So you kind of just want to have a lot of just blast Z ability for the team so they can do more damage, right? Z ability still is important for TOP. So that's why I have TN, and that's why I don't rock Gotenks. Gotenks is a better overall red than Buuhan. It's just that Buuhan provides an offensive Z ability while Gotenks provides a defensive Z ability. So, it depends on what you care. If you guys don't care about the Z ability stuff, then just rock Gotenks. He's another C tier character. Or you can just rock Buuhan, double offensive Z ability. Still a pretty solid character overall. And then I also have Blue Tien. Blue Tien gives support for damage and health restoration for his allies. And then his Z ability is like 42 blast attack. So that helps. And then 18, more of the healer for the team. So he gives a blast Z ability for the team. So that's really nice with healing and support damage. And then we have Pui Pui there. Pui Pui HP for the team and HP buffers. So that's how I usually build my Majin Buu Saga team. If you guys build it something different, let me know. But I usually build it with my understanding of why I pick certain characters. So best colors for each best units for each color. Let's talk about it for blast side, and then if there's a good strike base, we'll mention it. For red, like I said, I think Gotenks is #1. Then Buuhan, then Red Shin. Then depending on if you want to add in like the free-to-play Vegeta or like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, go ahead. Or even the Zenkai Majin Vegeta. Yellow-wise, I usually just go with The Majin Buu Saga 18. You do have Majin Buu Good that gives also a blast based Z ability for the team, so that's nice. And then pretty much here it kind of just depends on if you want to go like more regen Majin Buu, then you have Kid Buu. You want to go more like Saiyans or fusions, you got USV. Hybrids, you got this Goten, Hybrid Sun Fam. It kind of just varies. Saiyans, you have the Vegeta. Purple, I think there's two really good purples, Ultimate Gohan, and then there's free to play Super Saiyan 3 Goku, depending on what you value more, someone more damage oriented or someone more like support oriented, depending on just how your team build is. And then after that, I'll probably say third is Super Buu, just because he gives some type of support for Majin Buu Saga. And then high key recovery, and he stuns the enemy, so that's pretty good. Green, for blast, it's pretty much pre if you want the HP for your team just to have more health. And then he also gives support for his allies. Or you guys can just go with like just a better overall character on the blast. Evil Buu, double defense though. But he's just a great tank. And then just a great offensive character. Even though he's strike based, it's Super Saiyan 2 Goku. I mean, he heals every time, so that's nice. And then he just has high damage depending on just because of his kit and how new he is as a Legends Fest character last year. Then we have Blue. Blue has just many options. You have Tien, you have Buu Duo. Depending on if you want you have Fusion Vegito if you want, even though they're more strike based. Now, the remaining three are pretty interesting. Like if you want to do a Zenkai buff for Buu Duo, you guys can add in Dabura. You guys can even do that with Buu Tanks here. He has a guaranteed blue. He buffs Majin Buu Saga, but his regular Z ability is, I think it's PO and Regen. Oh, Regen, yeah, Regen and PO. And then you have LF Kid Buu. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with the Majin Buu Saga Blast Base team. Let's hop into the next tag. All right, so next we have Strike Base Vegeta Clan. So for the Z tier, I have a few options. It's just kind of like they're not gonna be fully maxed on the Vegeta Clan side. Like for example, like for the Z tier, I have a Transformer Team Trunks, but his issue is he gives support for. He does Vegeta Clan. What was I thinking about? Oh, I was thinking about movies. So I'll do Transforming Team Trunks. I think just because he has the transforming stats is good, and he gives some type of support for his allies. So I think that's a really good Z tier character. Other characters that kind of like you can try maybe like the Zenkai Trunks here, but the issue is he kind of gives more favor to hybrids in future than Vegeta Clan, so I'm not the biggest fan of him. And then you do have this transforming Vegeta, but I just don't know how valuable he is. But I think those would be like the three characters that I'll pick for this season right now. This guy is really good, but he just gives a little bit more love. He gives way more love for GT, but if you just want to rock him, then go ahead. But you could probably still rock him and give him a go, but he's just way more value. He has a little bit more value on the GT. For the S tiers, there's like 3 S tiers. There's 4 that I like. I like Drip Trunks. I like Green Sweater Trunks. I like Coat Vegeta. I do like this Cooler Movie Vegeta, and then I do like this Grunks here. And then if you just want more healing, then you can do this Vegeta instead of this Vegeta, just for like more like, hey, he's another S tier character that's giving support. You guys can definitely do that, but I think he's just overall better character because he's newer and he has like better stats and stuff like that. So yeah, after that, let's talk about the main 6. Now the issue is now Bolo Vegeta is now in C tier. I think it might just because of the love that GT got. So you might have seen more people rocking GT. So she dropped down to C tier, which sucks. For my yellow, I have Gogeta Blue. Now granted, this is for people that kind of have Mazda Vegeta. I think Mazda Vegeta is a way better character than Gogeta Blue as the yellow. But just for this video, I'm showing him. Blue, for me, I have Sword of Hope Trunks just because I'm at higher stars and maxed out compared to Fusion Vegito. Then after that, Red, I always just rock Trunks in mine just because they heal themselves by 5. And great support for the people on the right and left. And I think for the people that's above him, under him. Okay. It is what it is. So I could probably... I want them to double offensive to get the super support. So I'm gonna just leave it like that. And then for like my green, since Bula Vegeta is in C tier, I didn't want to have 4 C tiers, so I decided to go with Drip Trunks. If you guys want to go with another just C tier, like 4 C tiers, go with Tag 4s or Daima Vegeta or even LF Super Saiyan Trunks team here. But I just didn't want to have 4 C tiers, for my team. But you guys can definitely just rock it if you want to. And then for like my other support, I have this Majin Buu Saga Vegeta. Not more of a support than like Bull Vegeta, but just extra. And then I think he's an overall solid character. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the team. So for the best units for each color, for Vegeta Clan Red, like I said, like you have some good options. Like I think overall, if you have a high star Super Vegeta, he's really good. I just have him at 4 stars. Trunks in mine, I have him at Zenkai with 14 stars. Pretty solid. They healed himself, great survivability. Then you have Majin Buu Saga, Vegeta, free to play, and then you have 8 Vegeta. That's like my favorite reds. For the strike base, like I said, you guys could probably even use Vegeta 4, but I think I don't know how good he is on strike, or how good he is, on the strike side. Yellow, Ultra Majin Vegeta, LF, Fusion Gogeta Blue, and then pretty much you're looking at just blast-based characters. I'd probably say TV is probably the 3rd best, and then Evo. Purple-wise, I'm going Bull Vegeta just for the support. Now, just offensive-wise, I'm gonna go with the LF Grunks and then Boo Bros here. That's like my favorite 3 purples. Green-wise, like I said, LF Super Saiyan Trunks. You have Diamond Vegeta. I think he's just the best overall green. Then you have Tag 4s. Then all the other blasts, all the other ones are blasts, like Scouter Vegeta. And then you have like Evokin. Blue-wise, it's pretty much like Soda Hope Trunks, Fusion Vegito, LF Grunks, because they have equal stats. And then if you just want to go for the blast route, you have the Boo Duos. So yeah, that's pretty much it with that team there, with the strike-based Vegeta clan. Let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the next team, we have Movies strike-based, man, and that team just got way better, bro. So like I said, Movies is probably the most broad team I cover for these videos, which is why I don't talk about Saiyans, because there's just so many Saiyan characters, and I feel like I could talk about so many options of each color, because Saiyans is such a broad team. When it comes to Movies, it's starting to become that, but I'll deal with it. I'm just gonna talk about just all the best color units for each color, because there's just so many characters that fit the Movies. You guys can have Movies hybrids, Movies Saiyans, Movies PO, Movies whatever. There's just so many, or you can just combine them all. Like they just have that much characters to choose from, and they're pretty safe. Pretty safe tag because they have multiple characters to run. So odds are they're usually always going to be a tag that's going to get you the high points. But let's talk about the Z tier. For the backup characters, I think that's the best overall one is EX Broly. The only thing that sucks about him, he gets better when his allies die, but I still feel like his base stats is pretty fine. Like 40 damage with minus 30 receive. I think that's pretty good still, even as an EX character, and a super valuable one here. Other characters here, if you go more of like a hybrids route or a Vegeta clan route, then this Trunks will be really valuable. It just kind of just depends on what type of Movies team you build. His value goes up. If you go more of like an Android setup, then you can go Android 14. There's just a lot of variables when it comes to these other characters besides Broly. So when it comes to the S tiers just has a lot of good options to choose. You have Yellow Tapion, you have Drip Trunks, you have Free to Play 13. I think Lacey's probably, I think they're pretty good, like as just a support character. I think they're not bad. I think they're pretty solid. So they're a good option, and they're relatively new, so their stats are really good. I never really checked Cacal's ability. I think great survivability there in terms of damage. I think a lot of his stuff is based on getting hit, but I think he's going to be a good character just because he has high stats. He's a newer character. He has good abilities, so he's going to be a good option. Free to play 13, free to play Bojack there. You have the EX Frieza. You have Thouser. If you're going to rock a cooler, Thouser is going to be way valuable. And then you also have Gohan Teen EX. You have a lot of good options to choose from the S tier side of Movies. A lot of good options to pick. So. All right, so for the main 6 here, like I said, I'm kind of building more of like just what I feel like I have a good tag around. So I have like a good like hybrids type of PO type of team in a sense. So I might take him out and put Magenta in there, or I could just put the new 13. Ooh, Magenta's A. I think they're A as well, right? Where they at? Yeah, they're A tier, but I'm gonna put Magenta A. Focus. So yeah, I'm gonna do more like a hybrids PO type of team because that's usually like kind of like how good my box is when it comes to movies, is more hybrids and PO. So Pan HP for the team, and then I have the double Gohans. I didn't want to add in Red Beast just because another C tier. So we only have 2 C tier options. That helps us with points. Nerd Gohan, I think he's just really good. Double offensive Z ability. He builds up his gauge. He can heal, and he gives support for his allies. I think he's really valuable. And I Red Transforming Beast, he has to build up until the 3rd turn anyways to transform, if I'm not mistaken. Blue Beast, really good. You do have the LF13, so if you want to put him in the middle, you guys can. It's just whatever type of movie setup you have. Garlic Jr. for me is in the middle just because of the notifications of downgrades. So, I want to add that to like my main 4 characters besides Hero Tapion. I added Tapion for S tier purposes, and then he actually gives healing for 1 person, so, and damage inflicted buffs. So I want my main offensive character to have that type of buff there. And then Magenta debuffs, and then he gets a guaranteed blue depending on how many enemies remaining on the team. So that's kind of my team. You guys could go God Goku another C tier just because he gets a guaranteed blue or ultimate card depending on if you have a yellow tile, upgrade special move yellow tile on your layout when you're on fighting somebody. So let's talk about the best colors. Best units for each colors. I keep saying that. Let's go with red. Lots of characters. Like I said, the list is only going to keep getting bigger. So let's go red. Let's list them off. So Pan, Red Transforming Beast. You do have Nerd Gohan. You do have Zenkai Final Form Cooler. You have Transforming Z Broly. And then when it comes to Z ability wise, like if you want to do like a double Zenkai buff, I think characters like Red Tapion and Great Saiyaman 1 2 are great Z abilities in terms of like, hey, you have double Reds, Zenkai buff, you're a strong red character. Nice for that. Yellow, Ultra Beast, still the best yellow. I don't have him, but he's the best yellow. After that, you do have some other good yellows. Like I said, you do have the 14 and 15. That's really good offensively. Strike. Gotenks is more of like a support defensive character. You have LF Gogeta Blue. You have Fusion Gogeta Blue. You have LASIK, Raisin, Lakase and Raisin, whatever. I think that's pretty much it with the strike side for yellow. Purple wise, you have Garlic Jr. You do have Metal Cooler. Days is really good. He's just a great offensive character with nice support depending on his range that he's at. I think he's really valuable. Ultra Gogeta Blue, UGF is really good. Boo Bros. You have some good purples to pick from in terms of the strike side. Then after that, we have green. Green, I don't think I'm missing any greens on my box, if I'm not mistaken. LF God Goku. Almond is really good. Even though he's blast, I like his kit a lot. His stats are pretty close, so I still think he's really solid. You do have the tag 14-15. You do have the free-to-play cooler. Then you have Magenta. And I'll say them. Dragon Fist I'll put in there as well. I'll put Dragon Fist in there, just more towards the bottom. Blues, they just have so many blues options. They have the new LF13. You have Blue Beast. You have Ultra Gogeta Blue. You have Ultra Janemba. You have Ultra Turles. You have... all the other ones are okay blues. Like, Ader is solid. Like those type of blues are okay. Like, LF DBS Broly is solid. But I just don't know there'll be a main core for my team. So I'll say the ones that I just listed. I'm going to stop right there. But there's some solid options. But I think they're more valued when they're at S. Like a solid Zenkai S unit. Than being like a main blue. Like, I don't know if I'm going to say Gamma 2 is going to be a main blue for my team. I think he's good. I think he's okay. But I'd rather have like LF Blue Beast as my main blue. Or like Turles. Or Ultra Gogeta. Or Ultra Janemba. Or LF13 that just dropped. Right, so that's pretty much it with the movies team. Just team is going to constantly get bigger. And let's hop into the next tag. All right, next team we have is Strike Base GT. So let's get straight to it. So for the backup Z tier character, we do have the newer GT Trunks. So even though he's blast based, he's just the overall best GT character for Z. If you have him, rock him. A lot of people that rock GT is going to have this character. Anybody else here, I'll probably do like the Super Baby 2. I'll probably do Baby Trunks. But I'm not sure about anybody else after that. Then we're going to go to the S tier. So Nova, the last buff for GT was strike base yellow Nova. So just the fact that he's a S tier, I mean, his stats are okay. Not okay, it's pretty good. I mean, he's a Zenkai character, so he has good stats, and he slowly builds up his gauge, like 30%. He heals, so really valuable character for GT. And especially for the strike base side, instead of having to use like Super Baby 2 or Forku, or even this Shin here, you have a better offensive just yellow power, like damage dealer. So that's really good. It's nice survivability, and he can get his blue card pretty fast. So that's really good. Every 2 to 3 fights, that's really good. That's really good. So after that, bro, we have Super Baby 2, and then we have Bulla Vegeta. Now, granted, Bulla Vegeta is now in C tier. I think a lot more people were starting to rock GT last season. So it demoted her tier boost to C tier instead of B. But I'm still going to rock the double heals. For the main green, I think still the best offensive green, just like strike base side, is still Tag Force, because they really focused on the blast side of the team for this campaign than the strike. So Tag Force still it. Red, since we have 3 C tiers, I went with the red GT Goku because he's an A tier compared to the Zenkai Omega. And then for the last slot, this one is more of a flex spot. You can kind of go with 3 characters here. You can go Zenkai Shin just because he's going to get double Zenkai buff with him and Nova, and then Nova's going to get double Zenkai buff together, so that's going to be nice synergy. Or you guys can do Zenkai Omega just because him and Red GT Goku is double Zenkai buff each other, so that'll be nice synergy. Or you guys can just go with the free-to-play Roto just because he's just new. So he's just another good, like, just offensive character to have. So it's more of a flex spot here. Zenkai Omega, Zenkai Shin, or free-to-play Roto. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the strike side. Let's talk about the best units for each color. Not really much changed there besides really the Zenkais for real, because in the free-to-play units, that's pretty much the only love they got for the Zenkai GT. We look at red here. I mean, like, red are pretty much the same. You're looking at Omega. I don't think I even talk about Oob. Oob is the other S tier. But like Zenkai Omega, and then like Zenkai Kid Goku for like just the strike-based red. Yellow, you have Nova. I think value-wise, Nova, just because he's S tier right now. You have Forku, Super Baby 2, and then you have Zenkai Shin. Then you have Roto as well for strike base. Purple-wise, you know, UG4 is overall better. It's just that he's just a Z tier character, and you know, you kind of have to just pick, do you want to go double support healing or just one support healing and have an offensive character like UG4? So damn him or in UG4 for Bulla Vegeta or UG4. This character is blast base. Celzo will be third. Green for strike, like I said, it's pretty much Tag 4 and LF Gogeta 4. Blue wise, Super Baby 2, and then you do have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He's in C tier as well. He's not in B tier, unfortunately, so he got dropped just like Bulla Vegeta. And then you're pretty much looking at like Universe Spirit Bomb, Goku, Celza, Pan, Omega, right? So that's pretty much it with the strike base of GT. Let's hop into the blast base side of GT. All right, so next we have is blast base GT. So yeah, let's get straight to it, man. It kind of messes up my team a little just because Bulla Vegeta is now in C tier, so I just don't want to have too many C tier units. So I took her out and added Rage because Rage has some type of nice support and stuff. So I was like, why not just add him? So for the Z tier, I just have Baby Trunks, not Baby Trunks, but just GT Trunks, the newer one. The other ones are like Baby Vegeta and then Super Baby 2. Then after that, we have, it's crazy, we still don't have Super Baby 1. Like, we have Baby Vegeta, then like Super Baby 2. We don't have Super Baby 1, but you know, it is what it is. For the S tier backups, you know, I went with Maju. You guys could just rock Nova if you guys want to, or you guys can just rock Nova just as just if you want more points for the team, you guys can just rock Nova, just take out Shin if you want, just because he's just a really good character right now. You know, that's what I'm gonna do, just for more points, why not? And then, you know, fuck it, let me go here. I could keep Rage, it is what it is, it don't matter. But for the main 6, you have Super Baby 2, Bulla Vegeta for healing. And then Super 17, I don't have Ultra Vegeta, but you guys can rock either one or the other. They're still really good characters. Green, you know, I still think Omega's still just the best green blast for the team. And then to give GT too much love, they only gave them two new summonable characters for the team, right? And then I have the new Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I actually summoned because I was trying to get the supporters and I actually pulled him the first rotation. So, great offensive character, does a ton of damage, slowly ramps up his blue card, so that's really powerful. And then I have Nova just because he's S tier. I know he's strike based, but why not? I have COZ in my regen team, right? He heals, he slowly builds up his gauge. So I think he's just an overall good character. And let's talk about the best units for each color for the team. Red is pretty much Super 17 and Vegeta 4. Then you have the Super Saiyan free-to-play Goku. Then you have the free-to-play Shenron. Yellow, if you're looking at it from the blast side, you have Zenkai Shin, and Rage. And then, I'm going to go with Nova just because he's S tier right now. And then Forku, Super Baby 2. You even do have the Zenkai Super Saiyan Vegeta. Purple-wise, I think it's this Goku number 1. Then you have Purple 17. And then you have Bulu Vegeta 3rd. Green, like I said, is going to be Omega. And then it's pretty much going to be, pretty much Omega, Baby Trunks, Full Power Super Saiyan 4, then like Zenkai Super 17. And then Blue, Super Baby 2, and then EX Omega. Actually, Universe Spirit Bomb Goku Zenkai 2nd, and then EX Omega 3rd. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with GT Blast. Let's hop into the next tag. Next we have is going to be Blast-based Unireps, man. Unireps, they still ain't really been improving, bro, but I think you can still find a way to make it to the top placements with this team. I think you have enough S tiers to make it. So in terms of the Z's, I don't really see anyone that I kind of like. If I had to pick someone, I'll probably just do like one of these EX's Universe 2 units, but I'm just not too sure. I'm not really too comfortable with them. But if you can go down to S tier, I think you want to do is just rock 3 S tier units on your team. One of them to me is going to be Kaba, just because I think Kaba is just a really valuable character. And then the other 2 kind of just for the backup is just your best, the highest star characters. So you got EX Dispo, EX Kale, EX Topo, Bergamo, Champa, Jiren, Vados. You got many characters to choose from. So whatever is just the highest star characters for you, just rock them. So for the main 6 though, I mean, like I said, for Unireps, a lot of their best characters are still all in C tier. And I think they're just forever going to be in C tier. Me personally, I think characters like Kale and Caulifla and Red Kaba should not be in C tier. I just don't think they're that valuable of a character, especially as regular sparking characters. Even Jiren, I don't think he deserves to be in C tier. But yeah, for the blast side, I still going with MVP 17. For the yellow unit, I still going with AGF just because he has the guaranteed blue. You can definitely rock Ultra UI, just another C tier character, right? So he's in B. So purple wise, I have LF Jiren there. I don't have the LF Evo Vegeta, but he's in C tier as well, I'm assuming, with purple UI. And then, for red, I think Kaba will be the best overall red, but like he's another character that's in C tier, so I went with Bergamo. So that's kind of how I was thinking. I decided to go with this other AGF Freezer, the TOP one, the free to play one. You guys could go with the Kale for your healer if you want, but I just think that he's just such a good offensive character as well. He's not a liability like Kale, because Kale's pretty, she's an EX support, so she has low stats, but another character that heals not as well as Kale, but is not that far off, and he's a better offensive character. I would take it. It just depends on, do you risk adding a C tier for lower points, or you want to add her, but as an individual character, it's just not as good. So let's talk about the best characters for each color, best units for this tag specifically. When it comes to red, let me take the A tier off. Oops. For the red, I think there's better offensive red for strike based than blast, but you have Bergamo, HP for the team. He ramps up over time. He heals. Just a solid character overall. And then other than that, it's pretty much red Kaba, and then it's MUI Goku. Just because he has the double offensive abilities, he'll be really powerful there. When it comes to yellow, like I said, it's going to be AGF. It's going to be Ultra UI. You have Ultra Kaioken. You have Evo Vegeta. Those are like my favorite yellows blast. Purple wise is going to be the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Then it's going to be Jiren. Then it's going to be LF UI. Green wise, you have some solid green characters. You have the free to play AGF. You have Rev UI. You have Evo Ken here. And then you have Zenkai Topo. Those are like my favorite greens for blast. And then blue is pretty much going to be MVP 17. And then you're going to go with either Android 18. Or you guys could just go with LF MUI, but I think he's just way better on the strike base side than blast. But yeah, that's basically it. So let's hop into the strike-based side of the team. I'm going to catch you guys there. All right, next we have is going to be strike-based Junior Reps. And I think strike-based Junior Reps actually has a better, this actually has better, like, tiered boost characters than the blast one. Because all the blast ones are in C tier, but a lot of the good valuable ones are in C. Like, a lot of the good ones that I deem are pretty good. And you don't have to really fight a lot with, oh, I have this many C tiers. You got some good options. So, for the Z tiers, like I said, I think the best Z tiers are the EX Universe 2s, but I don't know how valuable they are for anyone that does rock them. Let me know if, you don't really die that much, but if you want to pick one of those Z tiers. But for the S tiers, I think they're just way more options to choose from. I think they're just a little bit better. You have Cabo, you have Kale Khalifa, you have EX Jiren, EX Topo. Then you have more you have another strike with Champa and Bergamo. And then you have the blast like Vados, Dispo, Berserker Kale. But when it comes to these, just pick the best two characters in terms of high stars and max stats and stuff as your backup. There's many options to choose from. So when it comes to the main six, I added Cabo just because Cabo just an S tier and it helps with points since we don't have a Z tier unit. So just having another S tier is really valuable in my opinion to have. So I think he's pretty solid for the team. So I'm just going to add him as my green. I know he's more blast oriented, but I think he'll be fine. When it comes to the other characters, we have Jiren as like our main support character. We actually have two strong support characters. We have Jiren. Jiren is a support, but he's more strike. You guys can see the stat spread way more on the strike than blast. He's giving heals and support, I believe, end of each turn. So that's pretty nice. And then third turn, he's giving more support for uni reps and everything. And all that extra little buff effects. So that's really powerful. Next, our main valuable character is going to be Frost. If you guys do have Frost, I think he might be the most valuable red just because he heals. End of turn, he heals himself. And I believe he actually heals his allies. Yep, start of third turn, and damage inflicted with high Q recovery. So makes them attack first. And he pretty much has a huge spread of like the space of what he supports. So that's really valuable. So you have those two as your support and healing for the team. And then everybody else can just pretty much just do damage. So for my C tier spot, I don't have all the new Unireps characters. But for yellow, since I didn't want to put too many C tier characters, I went with Kaioken Goku because he's just like AGF. He's a B tier unit, and he gets a guaranteed blue every single match. If you just want a better offensive like yellow character, then you can go with Kale Khalifa. But I just don't want to rock 3 C tiers. If I don't need to, then I'm gonna rock Kaioken. For the blue, I went with TOP 18. I think, like I said, I don't have LF MUI Goku, so in my opinion, she's like the second best blue offensive like melee character besides LF MUI, so I'm rocking her as my backup. Then after that, for purple, I think purple, they don't really have like a good, powerful standalone purple for real. It's still like Go Frieza for me. All the other purples are blast. MUI, LF Jiren, and LF Evo Vegeta, they're all purple. So I still think they're the best melee purple, even though they're half of it. Now, when it comes to the green, if you want to add a green unit, LF Kefla is probably the best. I think she might, I don't know if she's in C tier or not. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But if she is, like, she's just the best overall green strike base. If not, you do have Kale Khalifa. And then if not them, you guys can just go to B tier and then pick someone like Kiawe, another character that's in B tier that's going to give you some type of points, right? So you can't go wrong with that. But I just add Cabo S tier just to help me try to make sure we get the high points. So let's talk about replacements for each unit for each color here. For red here, we're going to go here. For red, like I said, I think Frost is the #1 offensive melee for Unireps. Then I'll go MUI, then I'll go Bergamo, then I'll go Casserole. Actually, Frost, MUI, Hit, Bergamo, Casserole. Yellow-wise for strike base, it's pretty much Kaioken and Kale Khalifa. Unless I'm missing somebody, all the other ones are like just blast-based characters. Purple is pretty much LF Jiren. Not LF Jiren, but free-to-play Jiren, because all the other ones, I mean, Jiren and Go Frieza, because they're part blue, part purple. And then all the other purples are blast, like the main ones, like LF UI, LF Jiren, LF Evo Vegeta. Green, like I said LF, the LF Green Kefla. You do have Kale Khalifa, yellow and green, and then you have Kiawe. And then you're pretty much looking at blast-based units after them 3. Blue, like I said, it's going to be LF MUI Goku. Then it's going to be TOP Zenkai 18. And then it's going to be Go Frieza. And then everybody else is like blast, like LF 17, for example. So, yeah, that's pretty much it with the Unirep Strike Base. I think they're a little bit more valuable than the Blast right now for this season because you don't have to use that many C tiers. So let's hop into the last tag, hybrids. All right, so for the last tag, we're gonna have Blast Base hybrids, and then we're gonna finish off with Strike Base. So for the Z tier, they actually got they got 5 Z tiers that I like. They have this GT Trunks now. His full potential, he wants to be paired up on a GT team. But I mean, I still think regardless of missing this paragraph right here with the start of first turn, I still think he's pretty solid. So if you guys still want to rock him, definitely give him a go. If not, you guys do have the Saiyan Saga Gohan. You have the EX Zenkai Future Gohan. You do have this Trunks. I think he's a little better on the strike side. And then my last one, I'll probably say the Zenkai Trunks Adult, but I'm still unsure of him. That's why I put him 5th. So great Z tier options, and then S tier. I think good characters that I like is Goten for the double offensive Z abilities. You have Green Shredder Trunks that does the same thing. You do have Drip Trunks and like this Gohan here, but they're strike-based characters, but they still are pretty solid. You do have EX Grunks, and then you also do have this Zenkai Future Gohan here as well. So 6 of them that I really like, just overall, regardless of strike and blast. When you look at the main 6, Pan for red, just for the HP and for the extra buffs for Gohans, because Gohan characters are the best characters for hybrids right now, pretty much. You're not really seeing Gotens and Trunks. You're not seeing, it's really just Gohan characters. So we have her there, and then we have this blue Saiyan Saga free-to-play Gohan because he's also someone that provides heals for the team. So that's really valuable for the blast side of the team, which is nice. I added Goten on here just because he gives double offensive Z ability for the team, so that's just more damage. And he gets a guaranteed blue, and he transforms, so that helps with stats. So I always want to add him in there. For Cryon, this is supposed to be Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, so if you guys have him, definitely replace Cryon. Then after that, I have Purple Ultimate Gohan here. I think he's just probably just the best offensive purple. If not, if you don't have him, then you guys can always go with the LF Grunks. They're blue and purple, so you have an offensive blue/purple instead of just relying off of this Kid Gohan here. And then for yellow, I added TV just because of this EX Gohan, because he gets extra stats if he has a Trunks character on the team. So adding in Trunks Vegeta would be nice. And he gives support depending on where you place him, he gives extra little support. So I think it's worth. Now, granted, we do have 4 C tier characters, but the fact that we have 2 Z tier units, I definitely think it is a worth of a trade, especially making him better having a Trunks character. So you guys could actually take maybe even do it you could take out this yellow Trunks and team, LF TV, and then take out Ultimate Gohan and do LF Trunks, LF Grunks there, and then you could probably go for a B tier and maybe just pick a random yellow, right? Or you might take them out and add Ultra Beast. If you have Ultra Beast, even though he's strike based, you can have Ultra Beast there. And then if you just want a good blue/purple, you guys can go LF Grunks. So depending on that, but I just don't have Ultra Beast and I'm not summoning for him. So yeah, but let's talk about the replacements for each colors. For the blast side, for red, it's pretty much Pan and LF Gotenks. Then you can have Nerdhan 3rd just because he has double offensive Z abilities, so that's pretty nice. Yellow, Ultra Beast, even though he's strike based, he's just still the best overall yellow. LF TV, then you have Fat Gotenks, and then you pretty much have Goten here, 4th. Purple wise, you have Ultimate Gohan, you have LF Grunks, and then you have this support Goten. If you want to have him as your healing, if you don't have this guy, you can have him as your healer. He gives healing for Goku and Gohan characters, so your best characters are Gohans. Just make sure you have a lot of Gohan characters, so his value is more worth. After that, we have green. It's pretty much Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, then it's Cryon, and then you're pretty much looking at strike-based units like LF Teen Trunks and stuff like that. Blue is pretty much for Blast, is going to be this Gohan here. Saiyan Saga Gohan is going to be this free-to-play Movies Gohan, and then it's going to be LF Grunks at number 1. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the Blast side. Let's hop into the strike side and let's wrap the video up. All right, so last we have is strike-based hybrids. Let's get straight to it. So for backups, all I did was just replace pretty much the EX Saiyan Saga Gohan with the Movies Trunks just because they're more strike-based. But I just feel like if you just, whatever the best 2 units you have from the Z tiers out of the 5 characters I mentioned, which is this Trunks, EX Gohan, I think he's just number one just because he's a Zenkai EX, so super valuable. You guys could rock this Trunks. He's just not full. He's not at full strength on a hybrid team compared to a GT team. You do have the Saiyan Saga Gohan. I think he's pretty solid. And then you do have the Zenkai Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, which is he's solid. But just to pick the best two out of the five that I mentioned there. When it comes to the main six, though, the only thing that's unfortunate is that Bullet Trunks is in C tier right now, so she's not in B. But I think she is the main support for strike-based hybrids. Pan gives extra support for Gohans, but she's not healing the team. But she does provide HP, so in a sense, she is providing some type of health attribution for the team overall. With my team, I do not have Ultra Beast, so you guys can go with this lineup, or you guys can go with another lineup that I'm about to show you guys right after. I have Nerd Han just because double offensive Z ability. She's not a character from the C tier, so we're not going to have 5 C tier units on one team. I can have him as a B tier. Still a really good character, gives support. He heals. He slowly ramps up his blue card, double offensive Z abilities. I think he's still pretty solid compared to Red Beast. Red Beast, he has to transform, start a third turn, so it takes a minute for him to build up and everything. So I'm just going to rock Red Beast. Blue Beast, I think he's just the overall best blue offensive hybrids character for the strike-based side. And then green, I went with Trunks. I went with LF Super Saiyan Team Trunks. Just because I think he's the best green hybrid strike-based. If you want to go Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you definitely can just because he's just that dominant of a unit. He can just work on a strike-based team if you want. And then for yellow, like I said, I have Goten. Now, if you have Ultra Beast, you guys can take him out, put Ultra Beast as your yellow. So I'm gonna pretend this is Ultra Beast. And then for your green, you can just go to the S tier side and then just add like a character like Drip Trunks. Or you guys can do another purple with green Shredder Trunks. I think they're really valuable. Or you guys can go here, or you guys can go here, right? So if you want the full color wheel, then I'll just add Drip Trunks, add Ultra Beast up there, and then Pan, Nerd Han, Blue Beast, Bull of Vegeta, and then you have Drip Trunks. Yeah, so you guys can go with that setup here, but this is supposed to be Ultra Beast. Now, best colors for each unit, best units for each color. We're gonna talk about for red, for strike base. It's pretty much gonna be Pan, Red Beast, Nerd Han, and then you have like Trunks and Mai and Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. Then after that you have yellow. Yellow's gonna be Ultra Beast Gohan, Gotenks, Goten, Trunks, Vegeta. Purple wise is gonna be Bull of Vegeta. Yeah, pretty much it's Bull of Vegeta. Then it's gonna be LF Grunks because they have equal stats. Green Sweater Trunks, and then I don't know how good this guy is. He might be still pretty solid, but he's pretty old. But he might be okay wherever you are. Rev Han, and then all the other ones are like blast based, like Ulton and stuff. So then after that you have green. Like if you look at strike based side, then it's LF Super Saiyan Team Trunks and Drip Trunks. But if you're looking at overall, then I think Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan can still be ran on a strike based side, just like how I rock CMZ on blast based regen, just because his kid is that good. Blue Beast, Soda Hope Trunks, LF Grunks, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and rough, and I'm out. Peace.